So would you say the club's going for a more, just trying to keep the finances stable rather than making these bold moves?
Yeah, I think so. We don't know how the season's going to end.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan. I don't know the exact ins and outs of the wage structure, but if Norwich have a wage bill that's in the bottom 3 of the Premier League this season, and that is also proven to, be quite a close mirror to where you finish in the table, then that, generates questions about whether there was room to push the boat out more, given the finances are so stable at the club. It's a difficult one. I don't know all the ins and outs. So it's an interesting point. I mean, clearly Norwich overachieved massively last year. The problem is you can't always overachieve like that. So hopefully this year they'll just overachieve by a place or two and they'll keep it safe.
Okay. There's a couple of stats flying around. I think you were the one who actually tweeted this, and it caught me by surprise. We've used 63 subs this year, none of which have scored or assisted a goal.
Nope.
What do you make from that? Is it a stat sort of looking a bit harsh on us, or is that the brutal truth? Are our substitutions not good enough?
Well, I think there's no point in me mincing around this, because there are a lot of people who watch Norwich just as regularly as I do. Chris Hughton is very good at setting up a side to go and take a game and see what can happen. I think there is one game, which I think was Spurs in the Cup last season, where the game really changed on the substitutions. I wasn't there, so I didn't see it. So Chris Hughton has struggled to change games. 63 substitutions, how many of them were for longer than 5 minutes?
That is true.
If we're narrowing that down to about 20, say, which I don't think so, I think that's being a bit harsh. Clearly, if a substitute has minimal time on the pitch, they have minimal time to make an impact. I think that has an effect on that stat specifically. And it's a big issue. It's a big contrast to, of course, what we had before under the previous manager. So I think that doesn't necessarily help either. But there's also an argument, if you keep changing a side, are you getting it wrong in the first place, which I think some teams experience as well. So it is a stat. It's not the be all and end all. It's not condemning. It's not damning in its own right, because no one would care if Norwich's first 11 each game were picking up the points they need. So it all boils down to probably all does boil down to the one stat, which is points, which Norwich needs some of quickly. But you can't ignore it, and I think it is a good illustrator of where Norwich have been over 2 seasons.